Saturday. We are now officially walking down the hill that connects to Governor Beach, or as we say, Governor. See? And we're not even English that we're aware of, but we might be.
I have a lot of English in me.
23andMe has been performed on one of us. The other is worried about their DNA being put into a crime lab somewhere that, I just don't, I don't
Doing something bad.
I don't think I can handle that, Ricky. I don't want to be related. I don't want to be related to anybody that's done anything bad. So as we enter, as I said, day 16, and as I prepped for this, I was going to say 2 weeks into a vacation, we're doing our first official. I'm going to call it our first official. We've done videos in the past, and we've done documenting. We went and looked at the Arturo de Rocher. I think I'm saying that right. Video that we had done in 2019. I think it was 2019. So 6 years ago, and 6 years ago there was a dance floor still and remnants of years past, and I think they were suites, that we walked into, and everything is gone except for this little block at the very front. And I would guess they, like an erosion, they started at the farthest part and worked back. It just logically makes the most sense, and they cleaned themselves up as they did that, and
pulled it out.
Yeah, and they're down to the last piece.
They're stopped. They're not doing it anymore.
Doesn't look like they're doing it anymore. It's been documented today. We have officially big lizard on the ground. Back to, I digress. So we are on 2 weeks in. And a lot of my videos have been about, and a lot of perspective has been about gratitude and appreciation and enjoyment of getting the time to have a holiday, comparing the European friends I've had in the past that take, summer holiday and they're out for 3 or 4 weeks, and it never made a lot of sense to me. I said in my 30s, I'll sleep when I'm dead, and I now appreciate and want to live that lifestyle. So I am done all the talking. Welcome. This is Emmy, sometimes called Annie, sometimes called Annie, Emmy in the same sentence. Never a duplicate, just the one and only. Make sure that she's done chewing her Cheez-Its. And hopefully you didn't listen to her chew all of those Cheez-Its while I was talking, because I don't know which one of these earbuds is more stronger than the other.
I was going to say, can they hear me chewing?
We'll find out at the end. We just walked up Governor, the drive to Governor Beach. It's been documented. It's been documented and videoed up and now down 2.5 minutes.
What are we going to talk about?
2.5 minutes. And as we're walking down, I wanted to just ask, 2 weeks in, how you feeling? Where's your head at? Are you just dying to go home, or?
I am getting homesick. Want to squeeze my kids, want to love on my dog, cuddle in my backyard.
Creature of liking to have her space and her loft and her assortment of any past treasures that can be instantly pulled out.
And I'm just about at capacity for seashells.
And we have run out of room in our luggage to take back seashells. I've been watching over the last couple of days. Shells that I think on day one would have been hell yeah, have now been put into a position where we've run out of room. Like, no, I don't need that one because I don't have room. So we've run out of capacity of seashells. slightly homesick. Appreciate both those. Anything from a gratitude side? Anything from, hey, I've enjoyed
I'm grateful for
going to sleep in the, at 9 o'clock and getting up at 5:15.
do that at home. I am grateful that I've been able to put my toes in the ocean, relax on the beach, explore places that we've explored before. Aware of the changes.
Or the changes specifically
Mainly environmental.
here?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that from the massive growth? Is that from what's changed? Whatever you say.
Life, erosion from life.
Erosion from life.
Some things are better, some things are not.
What would you classify some things, sticking to the gratitude side, what would you say has gotten better? For people's knowledge, as she's thinking about that, we started coming here in 2017, officially the first time. So we're at 8 years. We've watched, the first trip was was it Irma? First trip was pre-Irma, Hurricane Irma. Hurricane Irma came through and just did a world of damage. And it's 8 years later and we're still seeing places that are mid-rebuild. Some are still boarded up, some others. So I will now let you answer the question. What have you seen that's better?
Things that are better are just people being more aware. Not that St. Bart's has ever had areas that look like there's poverty, but it seems that people are more aware. There's more recycling.
Okay.
Just the awareness of what we can do individually to make the world a better place.
Nice. And we know now, 8 years in, that plastic is not recyclable here. Plastic goes in the trash, and you can recycle cans and glass. So we have one recyclable and one non-recyclable with us today. We have encompassed, in the 8 years, we've encompassed the island multiple times, many times. I think we have made a point of touching or taking a picture of every beach that's attached here. And I don't know, remember if it's 20 or 21 different beaches. I think there's probably 5 to 6 maybe that I think are our, bathing suit, towel, go out and swim in the water, spend more than a walk search for seashell.
No, we always would.
We will always look for seashells, but there are about 5 or 6. I would put Governor, I would put Saline, obviously. I would, pardon me? Columbare, yes, that was going to be the third. I think we go to St. Jean Lorient. Is that the same? No. Are those two different?
St. Jean is one, then Lorient.
And we don't really swim in either one of those, I wouldn't say.
No.
For the most part. I'm trying to think. Flamand, we have done and swam in and stayed in a place with Nicholas across there. And I think we've walked there, but we haven't stayed there recently. Wow, big boat in the bay. I didn't see that when we walked up. Maybe it just got there. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it just got there. It is the day before Easter, and one of the things that I'd never known about here and sort of the religious side and the history is, you know, the Saint Martin and Saint Bart's, and some of these names are for great saints that had some pretty significant meaning in the historic, the historic history of France. And we are in France. Partly, I think this was Sweden for a while, and we're both Swedish, so we can say that it was our native country for a while, but it's France. And in France on Easter, it's a tradition, I think I'm not exaggerating here, a tradition to camp on the beach. And it started a couple days ago with people roping off on certain places, and I've got some photographs, and we'll see when we get down near the bottom, I'll take some more photographs, but people are actually sleeping on the beach for Easter. And I'm not sure if that's so you can see the sunrise. I mean, I don't fully understand.
It's just a tradition. I don't know that it's for anything other than just something to do.
I don't say that's all we can hear.
As a family.
As a family, okay. So just and I appreciate that. I mean, I think we do at some point try to put too much. We'll pause here for a second. We put bonjour. We do put too much emphasis on, you know, like Christmas and presents and things like that, and some of it is just us being good humans and being part of a community. And so yeah, maybe it's just that. They're sleeping, camping, and they're on beaches here in St. Bart's. So we're gonna walk down and see them now. We've digressed. We've gotten from you that you feel the positives is the awareness, and we're going by as they're picking up the garbage, so you probably get a lot of feedback from the garbage truck, but recycling and doing our part to be better. And I mean, I could take it to the point where I know that when we're here and you're made aware through, I think, an online group that, you know, there's an interruption in water service as an example, then most of us attempt, less mean, but to conserve water because we're aware we're on this.
Water's a very special and important thing, and it's not easily accessible here.
Yes. So when water has been scarce, Emmy has been the first to scold me for brushing my teeth and leaving the water on, which means back home it's probably just as bad. So the United States Water Conservation Service brings you this message that when you brush your teeth, don't just leave the water running.
Turn it off. There's no reason to leave it running.
Chad Slocum's one of my friends. He's the dentist. He'll probably watch this. He would recommend that you don't leave the water on when you're brushing your teeth.
I turn the water off after I put shampoo in my hair so I can scrub my head really good.
She washes her hair every 4 days, so just remember that as your...
I wash my hair every day when we're here. Thank you.
Yeah, we didn't need to go in there.
You're not at home.
What is your most favorite part about being here?
Searching for seashells.
Pardon me? Just is that
Seashells.
Seashells.
It's a treasure hunt.
The treasure hunt. So when you are, we'll get past this truck, and maybe we'll slip back to the other side of the street. We're zigzag just to make sure that even though we're on the same side of the street here as we do in America, we want to make sure that we can have visibility to the car above. So, seashells, your favorite part of this conversation. You have been coming here for 8 years.
It's the beauty of the island. I don't know that I've ever been to a more beautiful place. The adventures of the grocery store. It's a French island. Everything is in French.
So tell somebody what's an adventure at the grocery store.
Well, trying to figure out what something is, and sometimes you think you know what it is, and then you get home and it's not soy sauce, it's teriyaki sauce, even though it says soy.
Yep, I remember that one. Yeah, that looked like soy, and then it said sucrose, which I think now we know is sugar, and that one was okay. So the adventure.
It didn't say sucrose. It said probably the French word for it. So
I'll take a picture and I'll add it so that we can say it's on there. Adventures of the grocery store. I think that would take me and say, hey, you've never truly had a fantastic cup of coffee here, because cream has been the largest.
Although I did finally find, and it's actually American cream.
There it is. There it is.
One of the specialty grocery stores. So it has been a little bit better. I'd love to be able to get my Trader Joe's creamer here.
So anybody that imports to St. Bart's, there is a single, maybe double, I would do it for her and with her, customer that would drink your coffee creamer. So coffee's a challenge. We've had some fun. We've gotten ground beef, and it's not like you're in the store and you just go up and buy the ground beef. They will put the pieces of meat into the grinder and grind you out as much meat as you need for tacos. We've done that before. Those adventures, I have a lot of fun with those as well. And I think you've gotten the grandkids trinkets and treasures for Easter in the past. I know we haven't been here for Easter, but we've
Halloween, I've always gotten.
Halloween. Our two times to come here are October and April, and we've been here in June. Just once. We've been here in June once, but we've been here in April multiple times, and we've been here in October multiple times. And it's two different kinds of experience. Beginning of the season and end of the season.
Americans this trip than I've ever seen.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Americans. I think it's the 8 years we've had since the hurricane and the cycle and things building back up. And what I mean by that is we've seen, for I believe one of the first times, multiple cruise ships that are in and come into port. We what?
We've never experienced the cruise ships.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yes, we have never experienced the cruise ships, and with the cruise ships comes the ability on an 8 square mile island, as fast as they can ferry in 40 or 50 humans at a time, there, becomes a clitter clatter of tourists. Our breakfast place was massively overloaded. There were, classic tourist type humans dressed for, hey, check me out, that kind of stuff. And yeah, it'd be cool when they don't be in port anymore, when they go back out. And yeah, we like being here. It's 8 square miles, as I said, because of the quietness. You don't really need to lock anything. I mean, we do, just because it's a habit, but she doesn't. So if I go to sleep first and every door is open in the morning, I know how and why. I was going to say adventures at the grocery store. We've had adventures doing what we're doing right now. We drive to Governor, we park at the bottom of the hill, we walk up the hill.
Our daily routine it's a structured habit. Every day we go on a hike. The first half of the day we stop and get a baguette so that I can make our lunch for the beach in the afternoon. We stay on the beach till 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Go home. Start dinner, shower, eat dinner, watch sunset, and then it starts all over again.
We sleep.
Yes.
Usually.
I tend to sleep more here than I do at home.
I was going to say you do.
I get a good 8, sometimes 9 hours, which is nice.
It is good. I was going to say the only downside I think we've experienced this time is maybe a small skin rash from suntan lotion or something, heat rash. Trying to figure that out. Did it help?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We went to the pharmacy. Something we'll talk about, which I think is changing in America, and we're watching and witnessing in America, and we experience here since we've started coming here. In America, you have to go to the doctor because you're not feeling well. The doctor then tells you, yeah, you're not feeling well. And then he sends you with a prescription to the pharmacy, and the pharmacy says, okay, here you go. Here's your medicine. Here, you go to the pharmacy.
So I have this little itchy little rash, and he says, oh, you need an antihistamine and a steroid cream. Here you go.
And I think it was 16 euros later, which I think I've figured out is less than 20 bucks still. It's like 18.50. We did a thing earlier where I spent $20 for these drinks, and she said it was worth 18.60, I think it was. So the exchange rate is extremely fair right now as well. That also lends, tends, and helps, a little roughness in the road, helps for the tourism to jump up because things become more affordable. The dollar goes farther away. But back to the pharmacy thing, you go, and there's a chicken just across the road. We'd ask him why, but we've asked them all, and they're all saying the same thing. You go to the pharmacy, and $16 later, you get your prescription, and it's now 12 hours since we were at the pharmacy, and she feels better.
I slept without having to.
She
get up and
slept without
get
itching.
back.
Yeah. And in America, that would have been $250, $300, and we probably had to go back once or twice.
On your egg, babe. See it?
Yeah, I do see it. I don't want to put it on camera.
Why?
Okay.
Everybody wants to see it. Don't get too close.
There's egg 1. There's egg 2.
Oh no, there's another one. Look.
Yeah, that's the first one I got on film. I saw it. I almost stepped on it. There's
Maybe somebody will use those for the Easter egg hunt.
Emmy talks to all animals that we see along the way. And depending on what it is, she will either go into a French mode, and that's normally with turtles. I think they're all male French people, and she talks to all of them that way. And then the chickens she seems to treat like Americans. I think she's got something against KFC and Colonel Sanders. Where were we before we stopped with the chicken? We are grateful to be here. You said you loved, and you do get 8 to 9 hours of sleep, which is what the body needs.
Band-Aids also.
Favorite Band-Aids in the world.
Nobody has better Band-Aids than the French.
The French have really good Band-Aids. I wonder what that means.
I don't know, but
Somebody can dig into that,
I have
please.
to stock up for myself and my mother.
She stocks up for 2 people. So when we ship back, we've got a baggage full of Band-Aids, and we've got a baggage full of seashells. And those seashells spread themselves over into other bags, I can tell you. Are all seashells created equal?
No.
No. What is the world's best seashell? I think you've shown me the marble, and I'm going to guess that that's the answer. But give me the top 5 types of.
The best treasure to find on a beach is rare sea glass.
Rare sea glass.
And I've actually found pink sea glass, which I've never found before. I haven't got any marbles this time. I did get a bottle stopper.
Nice. Not a cork?
No.
Okay.
Glass.
Glass.
Got a round bottom.
Nice. I haven't seen all the treasures. When we walk back to the car, every day,
Glass.
Pirate's glass. Every day there's a bag full. And I do contribute some.
I don't have any today. So
We haven't walked on the beach yet. We drove after a leisurely coffee, and she's now repaired 2 bracelets. I'm pouring out my drink as I'm showing one, and then my St. Bart's coordinates for Saline Beach. After I want to say 5 years now, it broke off, and she was able to repair it. So she's a master of repairing as well. I wanted to keep these short, so we're going to close this down, and this will not definitely be the only time that we do this. We are married, and we are together, and she's as scatterbrained as I am. So we're realizing and just coming back to where we parked our car. so we can get our stuff, and then we're going to go out on the beach. It's time to go swimming. After every excursion comes the pleasure of the ocean. So I'm looking for the keys to make sure I can unlock the car for her and us. Emmy, any last minute thoughts that you would want to leave somebody with as they begin their day?
Just have a great day. Be kind.
Be kind. It's free. Have a great day. It's Gramps. Lead with love. Hug a human. Appreciate you making it this far. And follow 2ndLap podcast. That's really what all this is about. Sharing wisdom and growing and being a positive influence and light in a current